What is up, guys? My name is Mark Santamaria. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RC vlog. Guys, this Traxxas 4Tech, Nitro 4Tech rebuild is not as easy as I thought it was. I actually found some parts that are broken, that I didn't know were broken. So I went online to find them. Traxxas.com does not have them. They are completely discontinued. eBay has them, but I didn't want to wait for them, so I decided to call one of the local shops that has a lot of the older stuff. I know they had a whole bunch of 4Techs. I actually went to this shop on a vlog before, but they have it. So I'm going to go pick up the piece. I'll show you what piece it is. Hold on 1 second. I told you guys to hold on 1 second, but you guys don't have to hold on 1 second because the act of editing. All right, so see that front bulkhead, that diff case, that crack right there is not supposed to be in there. And how I found out is whenever I was replacing the chassis, which check out the bottom of the chassis. Chassis is brand new, looks great. This screw right here, it's protruding out a little bit. And I was like, why is that not going in? And it was because the diff case is stripped. So I checked the diff case and look, check this out. This actually comes up. So I need that diff case. That's what I need. So we're gonna go to the hobby shop and go pick it up. And I'm going to bring you guys with me just in case I see something cool. Alright guys, we're here at TNT. They did have the part I needed. Thank God. Needed that really bad. Got some rear arms just in case. There's those front diff housings. Rear arms. And then I bought some shock shafts just in case those are bent because I didn't check those. However, check this thing out. The Arma Mojave. This looks like the answer... Arma's answer to the UDR, but I don't think it's really an answer because this is, it looks to me like an A scale, like a big A scale car. It doesn't have that really cool long travel suspension in the back. It seems really heavy duty though. 6S power, so it's brushless. Got our tactical Traxxas car. Looks super cool. Let's see what else I can find in here. Guys, I freaking hate this thing. I really do. By the way, that shop didn't have anything you guys haven't seen already, so. But I replaced this front bulkhead, or the diff case. People honking like crazy. I replaced this front diff case, and it took me freaking forever. So, the reason why it took me forever is it doesn't just slide out because of this belt. So you actually have to take this whole piece off, which pops this belt off and this belt. It was bad. Long story short is I basically had the entire front end in pieces just to get this diff case in there. So I'm not really looking forward to building the rest. It's looking good though. I'm really close. I think the only other part is I got to put the starter box on it, so that might take a little time, but I'm close. But as of now, I can't stand this car. I'm not going to rebuild the next one soon. I'm going to rebuild this one and just be done with these 4Techs for a while because they are a big pain in the ass. So let me get to working on this thing again. I'm close. Hopefully it will be at least, it probably won't be running this video, but it will be running the next video and I can actually drive it. What sucks is I planned on getting all this ready by Thanksgiving, which is tomorrow, and I don't think I'm going to get it done, but even if I did, it's raining tomorrow here, so I'm not going to be able to drive it. But let me get back to work. Alright guys, I officially hate this car, like really bad. So you guys are probably gonna laugh at me, but I've spent the last, maybe not the last, but I probably spent 2 or 3 hours trying to get these shocks not to leak. It's driving me nuts. So if you use the plastic cap, you can get it not to leak because the plastic cap's a little bit bigger. But these aluminum caps, for some reason, I don't know if it's the shock body. I've already replaced the bladders. But every time I would put the shock cap on and I would compress the shock, the bladder would get sucked into the actual shock body, like the bladder would come out. Couldn't figure out what was going on. I think I just figured it out. Basically, it's not whenever I'm compressing the shock that's making the bladder get sucked into the body. It's whenever I'm tightening the shock down. So I try not to tighten the shock down very tight. And I don't know if this is going to hold, but I've rebuilt these shocks, like no joke, 4 or 5 times. Look at this. I have all these. I was trying limiters. I was trying to figure out some way, because I thought the piston was hitting the shock bladder, which is what was keeping it from, which was sucking it down into the shock body. But guys, I can't stand this car. Like, I thought about just throwing in the towel. It made me really contemplate whether I knew what I was doing with RC. I actually went online and started Googling how to build Traxxas shocks. I built millions of Traxxas shocks. I have some over here that I was building just like make sure I knew how to build them and I wasn't losing my mind. I even called a couple of my buddies at Traxxas, and they were on board with me. Like, the way I build them is the way they build them. So the way I build them, like a traditional shock, you put the cap on, I mean the shock bladder on there. If it's a bladder shock, you put the bladder on there. You set the rebound where you want it. You put the bladder on there. You pull the shock shaft down a little bit, and it will actually suck the bladder on. And then you can just screw the shock cap on. You can do that with the plastic caps because they're bigger, but these metal caps, they're smaller. And if you try to do that, it will actually just take the shock cap off, or the bladder off. So this car's taking way longer than I wanted it. It's already Thanksgiving. It kind of looks good. Check it out. It's got all the blue aluminum stuff on there now. This front shock I have to rebuild. It's leaking really bad, but I'm about to put this shock back on because I just rebuilt this one. And hopefully I can get it going. So probably in the next video I'll have it going. I got to mount up the starter box and everything. But yeah, that's it. So if you like this video, guys, smash that like button, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to my channel, and you guys will see me next time. Later, guys.